Welcome back to another video. In this video, we'll be talking about the top exercises to strengthen your default mode network. So if you're interested in that, definitely stick around. This is my second take of this. I can't believe that I did not record the video. Now I'm gonna have to redo it. But the thing is, I do it on the fly, right? This is pure genius coming out. So I don't even know exactly what I said, but I got the gist of it. So we'll get started again, and this is gonna be more succinct, probably not as elaborate as the last one because again, this is the second iteration of doing this. So let's talk about this. Default mode network. I'm going to assume that you've never watched any of my other videos before. This is your first video, so we need to understand what the default mode network is. So it's a collection of neurons right in your brain that helps you set pathways, that helps you set habits, that help you automate certain processes. And what does that mean? That means, let's use examples that really clearly demonstrates this. When you wake up in the morning, you go to the bathroom, you probably brush your teeth, wash your face, do some hygienic stuff, and you get out, right? Am I right or wrong? If you do that, and that's traditionally the most amount of people in the world that would be doing this, basically your default mode network, your pathway, your neural pathway, that what you do, you instantiate, all those behaviors that you take to get that done gets automated. Do you even think about you doing that anymore? No, right? It's just something that you naturally do as you go through your day. And that's exactly what the default mode network is. It specializes in just always automating processes for you. So for example, when you're about to go outside, if you're wearing shoes with shoelaces, you don't think about tying your shoes anymore, right? You just go ahead and do it. You're not doing some brain surgery or neurosurgery or rocket science to try to tie your shoe. Not anymore, because your body figured it out, your brain figured it out. And this is something that we learn as we get older, right? So when our parents are teaching us how to do activities, they're actually helping us set the default mode network. They're theoretically leveraging our RAS, reticular activating system, to go ahead and make us selectively focus on the task. And eventually, when we repeatedly do this over time, it becomes part of our lifestyle, right? And which is exactly what we're talking about. So the default mode network is that. Now let's talk about what exercises can you employ, can you leverage to actually make this happen? There's actually two ways to make this happen. And the first way is more positive. It's definitely more positive, but it doesn't happen all the time. Actually, it could be positive and negative now that I think about it. So I take that back. It could be both positive and negative. And I would probably leverage the Kensho moments, Satori versus Kensho, to describe this. So you'll have positive experiences. Let's just say, you travel, you have, a loved one getting promoted, or something good happening to a loved one, or something, a positive experience that you go through, that you shift the way you do something, right? So maybe your family member came over, they rearranged your house, they got food for you, they cooked for you. This is disrupting the patterns that you've normally been doing, right? Your neural pathways every single morning or every single day would probably, maybe it had been eating a lot of junk food or fast food, but now your loved one is here, your mom is here, and she cooks for you, you eat. And well, technically that reminds you of the past when your mom was with you, when you were with your mom and she cooked for you. So maybe that might not be productive, because theoretically a lot of times our parents are root causes of a lot of the situation that we live in. So let's just use someone new, okay? Someone new comes into your life and they just help you see something a different way, that you experience something a different way, and guess what? You'll eventually do a pattern interrupt. You'll disrupt your DMN. That's how I like to put it. You'll disrupt your DMN, and now you'll be able to do it in a different way. And if you keep repeating this behavior over time, it'll become your habit, and that'll be perfect, right? Because that's what we actually want. So that's one exercise that you can employ. But again, it's rare, but it's pretty powerful because it leverages our emotions when we're actually going about doing this. Now the other one, which is more practical, would probably be the one where you do repeatedly, repetition. So you find whatever the DMN is right now, whatever your default mode is for whatever the process is right now, we find a different way to do it. So maybe you read a book, maybe you watched a video, maybe someone taught you, maybe someone showed you, or you saw someone do it. Whatever the case might be, at that point, you have to now do it yourself. So if it's something like, okay, maybe you eat right before you go to bed, and that's something terrible for everyone, even myself, you need to stop that. So instead of you cutting it cold turkey, if you have that willpower and you could do it, power to you. But if you don't have the willpower, then maybe instead of it being 3 hours before you go to bed, maybe let's make it 1 hour before you go to bed, and give that a trial, right? 3-day trial, 7-day trial, these trials that we normally do on websites, we go to the gym, etc., etc. Give it a try, and if it works, great. If not, then we know that our threshold has to be even lower. Our activation energy isn't high enough to go through the threshold. So what does that mean? We need to now maybe make it 30 minutes, okay? Can you do 30 minutes for the next 3 days? If that's possible, then great. Then now we know we can graduate to that hour level that we discussed before. And eventually what will happen is our default mode network will get rewired, reconditioned, reformulated, whatever verb, whatever terminology resonates with you. Go ahead and leverage that for you to understand that we want to shift it. And that's the secondary exercise. So there's 2 exercises, just to recap. One is some sort of, a traumatic, excitatory experience that makes you shift the way you do something, and then versus the repetition. You slowly do it. So if you're trying to be more grateful, then if you practice it every single day, you will become more grateful, right? Because our body just re-engineers itself to make it happen. Cool. So hopefully that made sense to you. If you liked the video, definitely you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up. It lets me know, lets YouTube know, lets other people around you that will also watch YouTube know that this is a good video. If it's a bad video, give me a dislike and let me know why in the comments so I can go ahead and improve it. And also at the same time, you're probably early to this channel. This is a new channel, and so welcome. You can go ahead and hit subscribe. You'll be part of the Alpha Health tribe. And as you will learn to find out, or you've been knowing, is that we're trying to optimize each other to our genetic potential. So if that interests you, you know what to do. There's also a notification bell that lets you know when the next video will pop off. So go ahead and do that if you are interested. Other than that, I hope every single one of you have an amazing day. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.